Special thank you to Prof. Soji, as well as a special thank you to Nozi and Mr. De Vega, as they will be our guest speakers today. But except for those special people, I think the reason we all are here today is because of you guys. And our dearest peer mentors of 2023, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoy the ceremony and I hope you take pride in this special day today. I don't want to carry on, we all know it is Friday. I'm going to ask Ms. Nozi to come forward and present the program overview of the peer mentoring program.
Good afternoon, everyone. Leah didn't give an introduction. So, my name is Nozi Okonya. I am a student success coach based on South Campus. I formerly coordinated the peer mentoring program in the Faculty of Health Sciences. Okay. So this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great privilege to give an overview on the peer mentoring program and its operation since October 2021, when it was established under the leadership of the Deputy Dean in the Faculty of Health Sciences, Professor Danina Ferroya. The peer mentoring program was modeled after a program pioneered by the Director of School in the School of Behavioral and Lifestyle Sciences, Professor Zuleka Soji. And when it was first rolled out in the faculty, its primary aim was to assist first-year students to successfully transition into university life by equipping them with the necessary skills they needed in order to enhance their adjustment in the higher education landscape. The first mentoring sessions commenced in February at the start of the 2022 academic year, and these sessions ran across all 11 departments within the faculty, with sessions being conducted by mentors who were all senior students in the various departments. A total of 62 students made up the mentoring team, and they facilitated weekly group sessions, either face-to-face, online, or utilizing a hybrid approach. A team of departmental coordinators, who I see today, some familiar faces, coordinated the day-to-day activities in the respective departments. Shortly after commencing the program, it became apparent that the program was also assisting in addressing the challenges that students were experiencing as a result of COVID-19. The lockdown regulations had necessitated that teaching and learning take place remotely on online platforms, which in many instances led to the isolation of students, particularly first-year students, who had had limited exposure and opportunities to engage with their peers. The mentoring program therefore provided a platform for students to develop social connections with their classmates, whilst also providing them with a safe space to acclimatize to university life. During the first 6 months of the mentoring program, there were growing calls from first-year students for practical academic assistance to be incorporated into the mentoring program. And in responding to the needs of students, academic departments were asked to identify 2 first-year modules not covered by tutorial or supplemental instruction, and these modules were then added into the structure of the mentoring program. And bi-weekly, our mentors assisted students with assignment writing, test preparation, and general assistance with the theoretical work in the 2 modules that had been identified. The mentoring program not only assisted students with skills development and academic assistance, but also provided students with a safe space to share any challenges they had been experiencing outside of the lecture halls. And with the permission of the relevant student, these cases were then referred to other support structures on and off campus. So we found that the mentoring program was not just ideal in equipping students with the skills they needed to adjust to university life and the academic assistance they needed, but also gave them an opportunity to express, things that may have been going on in their personal lives and so forth, and we responded accordingly. The peer mentoring has been extremely beneficial in meeting the needs of our students, and it's always heartwarming for me to meet students in my current role as a student success coach who attribute some of their current success and their first-year success to their engagement in the mentoring program. And it is my sincere hope that the Faculty of Health Science continues to work with the program going forward. And I also hope that other faculties at our university who currently do not have similar support structures in place will adopt programs such as this for the benefit of all students, not just first-year students, but in other year levels as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nosy. We appreciate that. Next up, I would ask Professor Soji to address.
Good afternoon, everyone. It warms my heart to see you guys. When peer mentoring started, that was way back. I think it was around 2001, 2002, when we started peer mentoring. I had no idea that today I'll be standing here to celebrate you guys. So please. So my first job at the then University of Port Elizabeth was at student counseling. And at that time I was appointed as a coordinator for mentoring and peer helping programs. And at the time I was also providing wellness interventions for staff members at the then University of Port Elizabeth. And I was seeing students who were not coping with the academic work, not because they were not competent, not because they could not do the work itself, but there were various problems or challenges that they were experiencing or impacted by. At the time, the Faculty of Law had a readmission rule that required students to have a certain percentage for them to be accepted back. So in your first year, if you did not perform, if you did not get a certain percentage for certain modules, then after June, your June results, they were using June results as an indicator. And if you did not pass that, you could not come for the second semester. And that was posing some challenges for students, and also there were some questions that were being asked, because you can't have that as an admission rule if you're not going to have a support system in order to enable students to be able to pass. So when they approached me and some colleagues to assist them, we identified a need for mentoring as a support system. At the time, we would recruit third-year law students as well as academic staff members, because we also wanted to offer mentoring for senior students as well. So academic staff members were trained as mentors to the senior students, and then third-year students were trained as peer mentors for first-year students. That's when I saw the power of the mentoring program. That's where I saw the power of the peer mentoring program. So when I then transitioned from student counseling to an academic department, and I was given the responsibility of being a head of department, my vision was to develop a stronger peer support network through a mentorship program. But due to funding, we were not able to do that. So peer mentoring was supported through my research account. I only had 4 peer mentors at the time that I was supporting through my research account, because I believed so much in this program. I thought that if I can convince university leadership that this program works, maybe they will support it. So it started gradually by funding it from my research, and for 3 years it was funded purely from my research account. And then in 2013 to 2014, mentoring program then was piloted, where we were offering it to all the students. We worked with the department, I think it was CAR at that time, and they were doing placement testing for students who wanted to enter the university. And what was nice was we'd get developmental recommendations when students had to enter. We got developmental recommendations, and I would use those in order to structure peer mentoring. And we partnered, throughout this, we partnered with what is known as CoLab. At the time, it was, what was yours? It was CTLM at the time. We partnered with them in terms of training peer mentors. And that partnership was very strong, and it enabled us to recruit more students. So in In 2014, we then, with using those results, we were able to offer peer mentoring to all first-year students in the Department of Social Development Professions. In 2018, the program was adapted. Well, we adopted the program to include an aspect of language, because we soon saw that students were struggling in terms of language development. Students were not able to cope in the classroom, not because they did not understand, but imagine if you have to learn a difficult concept and then you have to learn it in a foreign language. So we also added multilingualism, and that seemed to be working very well. I then applied for teaching development funding, which then enabled us to be able to offer this program. Its success was so much that the faculty decided to adopt the program in order for us to be able to offer it as a support intervention. That's why I am so grateful for those 4 or 5 students that we were able to offer the students, because if it was not for those students, if it was not for their commitment in offering the program, we would not be able to see its success. So, in addition to that, we also did research. So this is an evidence-based intervention, because we also did research. In 2 years, we did research where we were talking to the students who had received mentoring to ask what was the benefit of mentoring. We were able to identify the success of the program. We also spoke to the mentors themselves, asking them what is the benefit of the mentoring. And that was proving to us that it did not only benefit the mentees, it was also benefiting the mentors as well. It was contributing to the self-authorship, the self-awareness of the students. It was giving the students a sense of purpose. So mentoring for me is a system that helps us to be able to contribute in terms of academic success. Unozi spoke about wanting to encourage others to adopt mentoring. I believe so much in this program. I wish I was given a platform to convince university leadership. If we're serious about issues of access and success, if we're serious about issues of redress, if we're saying we're going to open up access to previously disadvantaged students, we cannot do that if we're not going to provide support systems for those students. That's why I was so passionate, even funding mentoring from my own research funds. There are some, I want to end off by just sharing with you some of what comes from literature in terms of mentoring and why I believe so much in mentoring. It says that student success at university depends on their sense of capability. And I'm sure you would agree with me. Students who are better prepared for the roles and tasks at university, they tend to have greater academic success, and consequently, they are more persistent with their studies. This sense of capability depends on how well you understand what is expected of you in your student role and the mastery of the basic academic skills. The peer mentoring for me is that platform where you get to master your skills, not only as a mentor, but the mentees as well are able to master that. Student success depends on the sense of connectedness. And I'm sure you would agree with me that this platform allows you to connect. It provides that space for a first year student. You were first years before. You knew what it means to be a first year, how it means to be in this environment where everything is strange. You sit in the classroom, for the first time you don't know who's sitting next to you. It can be a very intimidating space. That is why peer mentoring is successful. It offers that family, that social support system that you need. Student success at university depends on the sense of purpose. I'm hoping that for you, peer mentoring as mentors, it's giving you that sense of purpose, that you're contributing to the academic development of your fellow mentees. You're here not because you paid, you're here because you care. You're here because your heart is telling you that you want to give. Nobody forced you to want to do this. It takes a special kind of person to want to step in and to show up for your fellow beings. And for that, I will always salute you as peer mentors, because you're not only contending with your demands, your academic demands, but you care enough to be able to care for others because you want them to be successful. Student success at university depends on their sense of resourcefulness. We do know that those students who are able to navigate their way through this system are better able to cope with the demands. And this program offers students that. You contribute towards resourcefulness in terms of helping the student, taking their hand and saying, I've been there before, and I am prepared to share what I know. And lastly, student success at university depends on the sense of academic culture. Successful students know the values of learning how things are done and the importance and value of a new culture. First-year students have shared the challenges that they are experiencing in the new environment and how they needed to learn new ways of doing, as well as how they needed to learn this culture. You contributed to that. For that, we salute you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Alright, next we have three very, very special peer mentors that would like to address us all. First up, I'm going to ask Ibiwe to come forward, it will only be 3, 4, 5 minutes, and just have a word with us.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Ms. Leah, for the opportunity. It brings me quite a lot of pride and joy to be standing before you guys here. This is quite a very sentimental moment for me. If I were to start by telling you guys my journey in this academic sphere, I'd probably break down into tears because it's been a very tough one at most. I've been in this institution for about 3 years now without funding, actually. And I've made it to my 3rd year now without funding still. But I keep going. And for me, like I mentioned, that it takes a special person to be able to offer care, even when you didn't receive that care. And one of the most momentous pinnacles of being a peer mentor for me was to be able to give to my mentees what I never received during my time. And before I end up actually my speech, because I was given a very short period of time, most importantly, what I realized about being a peer mentor was that, creating a culture of care and concern, it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes patience. Because we don't all have the same attention styles. So for some people, being a bit too concerned or involved, it may trigger some detachment. But more than anything, recently I was handing out some exam care packages to my mentees because I just wanted to end it on a sweet note. And yeah, that's my story.
Yeah. And I must say those packages, it was beautifully done. It was a little bit of a chocolate, a thank you note, a prayer, and it was really, really special. Everybody that came by my office, I was like, have a look at my peer mentor, look what he did. That was very special, and it just shows how much you care for your mentees. Alright, next up we'll have Rutendo. Good afternoon, everyone. I was sitting there and my friend was like, don't talk for me. Like, okay, I got you. So, and for me not to blabber, I had to write something down. So, yeah. I'll say this again. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and all protocols observed. My name is Rutendo Kareni, and I was given the honor to be one of the Department of Radiography student mentor of the year 2023 under the Faculty of Health Sciences. And as a mentor, I'd like to share with you my experience and insights of this incredible journey. It has been a remarkable experience that has allowed me to foster a sense of community and support among my fellow mentees and students. And
mentorship has reinforced my belief in the importance of giving back. And as a mentor, I've had the opportunity to guide and support others on their academic journey. I must say, it was a responsibility that was quite overwhelming at times though, but it was also incredibly fulfilling, especially when my mentees flourished and they came back to me and were like, I made it through, I aim for the best. But it's also not just about academics. As a mentor, I've had the privilege of witnessing the personal growth and development of my mentees and guiding them through the challenges of university life, helping them navigate the complexities of their coursework, and also being a source of encouragement has been truly fulfilling and helped me to grow as well in some way. So, in conclusion, my journey as a student mentor and the health science faculty has taught me the significance of collaboration and personal growth. It's a role that has not only enriched my academic experience, but has also allowed me to contribute to the growth and success of my peers. I look forward to continuing this journey and inspiring more students to pursue their dreams in the health science department. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know, I felt a bit nervous. Okay. A warm and cherished afternoon to our most valued health science management, peer mentors, supervisors, coordinators, fellow mentors, and everyone. I feel very privileged to be able to present here on this auspicious occasion and be asked to deliver a speech about my experience as a mentor and share the challenges, responsibilities, and good times that have impacted my life and my mentees' life until this far. As we all may know that mentoring is a part of everyone's life, whether they recognize that it is happening or not. And by us accepting and successfully and effectively fulfilling this role, we have touched, impacted, and changed someone's life. For me, mentoring program went well. Of course, there were times where conflict and distractions would rise, but that did not stop me nor my mentees from ensuring that we made this journey a remarkable one and memorable and significant. I enjoyed every minute and second of it. The relationship was positive, and they were also pleased to have me as their academic advisor or mentor. I believe true leaders produce more leaders than followers. And it would really warm my heart to see my mentees standing up to learn leadership, ownership, and taking part or occupying a leadership position in Nelson Mandela University. Today, I am a better person or a better leader and well-equipped candidate in Nelson Mandela University, and as a final year student in the health science faculty, I believe my life after undergrad, as we know that there's life after matric, life afterwards. So I believe my life after undergrad begins here and now. I have grown and developed to a better version of myself, psychologically, emotionally, and behaviorally. And of course, all of this wouldn't be a success without our management and our coordinators. Thank you so much for according us this opportunity. You believed in us and trusted us with the responsibilities and the challenges. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. That was beautiful, and I know it was short notice, and I was taking a bit of a chance, but I just knew you guys would step up and be able to give such a beautiful speech, each three of you. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sure your mentees or your fellow peer mentors do as well. All right, I'm going to ask Mr. De Vega to come to the front. He is our learning developer. and he is a familiar face to you all. You know, all the times we were in a room and he and Ms. Renal would have speeches and present and talk in a motivational language, something I am not able to do anymore. I can barely stand in front here. I am very happy to see that you are here, and I thank you for that.
Good afternoon, everybody. We at LT Colab were invited to talk at this very special event. We accepted. Yes, we were excited. As another year comes to an end, a moment of reflection is upon us all. And you will have heard this, because of course the model that we adopt is one of reflective practice. What are the goals we have set for ourselves at the start of the year? What challenge have we faced along the way? Have we achieved what we set out to achieve? But most important of all, has the journey been worthwhile? Now, these are the hard questions we ask ourselves, and we need to answer it. And in the very same way, those that we serve, our mentees, they too have to ask these questions as you all prepare and embark on your upcoming exams. I have to acknowledge and remind everyone that the Mentor program is a very important initiative. Thank you, Professor Soji, for giving us that synopsis. But I also want to mention, it is considered a vital part of the success of the university by ensuring peer-assisted support to students. Your contribution through the work that you do as mentors is highly valued and highly appreciated. You have assisted through passing tips and knowledge to less experienced students by enhancing their experience, build resilience, and foster graduate attributes. We are confident that in the process, you too have benefited as a mentor by preparing your leadership skills. The outcome of the mentorship program is closely monitored and valued at the highest level by the University Deanery, the DVC Teaching and Learning, as well as the Vice Chancellor, through feedback and reports that we have to submit and elevate upwards. At national level, the program is also considered enormously important, as seen by the financial support given through the University Capacity Development Grant, the UCDG grant, which is issued by government to higher education. So the work that you do, the contribution that you make, is by no means small. It is a big, big contribution. Mention must be made of the excellent work being done by Professor Sochi, Professor Van Rooyen, Ms. Leah, as well as all the program coordinators. It has been a critical part of the university's success of the mentorship program within the health sciences. So mentors, you have volunteered and have been trained to be a mentor. We congratulate you. You have given of yourself and served. The qualities embraced by our namesake, former President Nelson Mandela. He stood for servant leadership, namely putting people first, which aims to develop leadership qualities in all people. This leadership style requires an individual to demonstrate characteristics such as empathy, listening, stewardship, and commitment to the personal growth of others. Lisa Dietrich, in her article in 2019, Servant Leadership in Healthcare, a Natural Fit, she highlights 10 qualities of servant leadership. I shall only mention one: healing. She states that it is simpler than it sounds. We don't have to solve everyone's problems. Sometimes just sitting with them and bearing witness to their pain is a healing gesture in and of itself. Healing in this sense is deeply tied to both listening and empathy. and is another characteristic that is deeply and naturally ingrained in our health sciences profession. So well done, once again, mentors, for being servant leaders. Let's celebrate the victories, no matter how small or big. Know that you have made an impact on the lives of the students, your mentees, during this year. The university's 2030 vision places high value on leadership at all levels. An important impact, that is making a difference. As mentors, you have demonstrated leadership and made an impact on the success of this university and its students. Thank you to all of you, and thank you to management and our coordinators for arranging this ceremony to celebrate, to thank, and to wish our hardworking mentors well for success through this exams and the upcoming years. So to end, we are prompted, and this is from one of our handouts: be the motion you desire. Know your definition of success. What motivates you? Be inspired and write your own story. Remember, your success matters, your mentee's success matters, so continue to change the world. Thank you.
Mr. Tobago. Alright, next up. So there's a background story when it comes to the top 6 peer mentors of 2023. As you all know, funding is always an issue. There's a budget, but there's actually no budget. And I had this idea, and I said to our Deputy Dean, Prof. Roy, can we have top peer mentors? Yes, sure. And it started off 3 peer mentors, and I couldn't decide. For the life of me, I could not decide on 3. Of course, I wanted 75, but due to funding. And Prof. Roy walked past my office, and I said, can we have 3? Yes, okay. A few hours later, she walked past and said, Prof, can we have 5? And she gave me a look, and I said, okay, we've got 5. She walked past one more time, like, I just need to, I have to go for it. Prof, can we have 6? Actually, at least we had 6. So this was very difficult to decide. But unfortunately, I could only choose 6 peer mentors for 2023. With this being said, and before I ask Professor Soji to hand over certificates and special gifts, these peer mentors have really shown such dedication, commitment, and a drive for what they do in this year, and they make my heart so warm and excited. And yes, like so many of you said, we wish we had that kind of motivation and support when we were first years. And I remember a long time ago, I know I don't look like it, but a long time ago, I wish I had a peer mentor. And I studied psych, and there were so many theories and names and different concepts, and I was like, I don't know if I'm coming or going. I wish I had a little bit of support. But I'm glad we do now. I'm glad our students had our peer mentors, and especially these 6 peer mentors. I would like to ask Professor Soji to come forward and hand over the certificates to our top 6 peer mentors.
We have Chelsea McFarland.
Thank you so much. The never exists this. Thank you so much, truly.
Amra Zivogo. Kile, Sekele. Rutendo Kanyeri. And we have welcome Guna.
Alright, thank you everybody. We're going to move on to the certificate handovers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each department coordinator to come forward and hand over the certificates to their peer mentors to each department. I'm aware that for environmental health, we do not have our team here today, therefore I'm going to ask our lovely pharmacy and department coordinator to come forward and please hand over the certificates for our 3 environmental health. If the students are not here, we would still like to say their name out loud, give recognition, and we'll just put the certificate aside if they are not here.
Good afternoon, colleagues and fellow PM mentors. I am Zandisila Masere, the lecturer in the pharmacy department and also the PM mentor coordinator. For environmental health, we've got Sakanya Fosi. For Atiles Yabi.
Ms. Candice Campbell, is she here for nursing?
Okay, so let me continue for nursing. Alright, Zimkita Nogonyana. Okay, she's not here. Unati Mchukwana. Congratulations. Okay. Consola. Lunati Sotri. Yokando Mkize. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. Please, Wanduli. The last student in the nursing is Ezisam Lonyeni. Alright, coming to my department, pharmacy, Jaborisam Bunyolo, Simabalo Pigitzi, Mr. Kuseri, Edmo, Zibe, Muchondi Singo, Yanohan Woods, Leona Seguye. And lastly, Ms. Tara Mohammed. Do we have a rep for radiography? Oh yes.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. And I'm very proud to say that my department's mentors, they did an exceptional job. And every year, I'm always saying that I'm so proud of them, because last year we started with a mentoring for radiography, and they just took it to a different level. I just feel that I needed to mention that to the group here today. They even did some fundraising for one of the peer mentors that was sick at the time last year. So they raised a lot of funds, and I must just commend these 3 mentors that are sitting here, because they were part of the group that contributed to that person's journey in the medical crisis that they were in. So this group just continued on that same trajectory, and they actually took it further, because our qualification is with work integrated learning, and so it doesn't stop at academics. They take it further into the clinical sphere, where they even mentor the students on the clinical platform. So it is amazing, and I always joke when I say that these 3 mentors, they are actually at the Livingston clinical site. So I'm always saying, these students that are at the Livingston hospital, they have this added advantage. Please don't forget to peer mentor the ones that are not at that site the same way. So we do have an X-ray department on campus, and it's amazing because our students can go in there and they can show the students what the X-ray machine looks like, how to do an X-ray before they even get to the hospital. So yeah, so it is just an amazing thing. And my students are really so passionate. They are all amazing young ladies, and they are, in the beginning, peer mentoring was funded in the sense that they were given a stipend. Okay? So this year that was taken away, and it didn't stop them from continuing with this amazing journey. And they did it selflessly, and they were just so grateful for the t-shirts that they received later on. And yeah, so thank you, Leah, for that. I must just commend you for your tenacity. You just push and push and push. So I'm really grateful for that, because what you have done for them this year and now is and recognizing that there are top mentors that have just gone the extra mile. And I just want to say that, I want to say thank you to Rutendo for stepping up when she needed to do a little bit of extra mentoring. And to me, that is Ubuntu, because she cared for her fellow peer mentors, and she was just willing to, if the one wasn't able to do something, she would include that one's students in her group. So thank you very much. So here we go. I'm going to just say that one of the students that have successfully peer mentored 2 years is Tyler Van Eystian. He's unfortunately not here. So Tyler Van Eystian. Then Nicole Van Sander. And then Anasibo Mzimba. And then lastly, Rutendo Kamini. Oh, but you asked for it. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much.
Alright, thank you so much. Do we have human nutrition dietetics? Do we have Farah? Oh, goodness, sorry. I probably just called my glasses.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ms. Fodjo Friye, and I am a lecturer at the Department of Human Nutrition and Dietetics. And I am extremely honored to present the following certificates to the following very, very dedicated mentors, and I really appreciate all your hard work. So the first person is, Tangeli. And lastly, we have Marie Browning.
Alright, thank you. Next up we have the medical school, Sensei.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zinjay Oper, and I am the student success coach for the medical school. So I'll just go ahead and call the student's name. Arise Mboweli. Mwanda Mcheku. Tutuka Kumalo. Mjutuko Mabaso. Unfortunately, the other students were not able to make it.
Alright, next up we have medical lab science. Do we have our department coordinator? Alright, can I ask pharmacy?
Okay, for medical laboratory sciences, Zanandi Hange. And the next student is Lutando Ketelo. Okay. Done, Lutando. Congratulations. Good job. Excellent. And Jonathan Kuhn. Chicken Miller. I think that's it. Okay.
Alright, next up we have emergency medical care, Valencia.
Good afternoon, my name is Valencia Daya. I'm from the Emergency Medical Care Department. I'm the coordinator for the 3rd years and the peer mentor coordinator. So first up, I've been trying to practice to say that only see try Mamuna. Kiwi.
Alright. Next up, and it's quite a lengthy list, we have psychology. Do we have our departmental for psychology? And the lucky winner is pharmacy.
Okay, calling on the names for psychology, the best student or mentor, Anovuyo Oshana. Okay, Anovuyo, there. Okay, good. He's from DC. Lauren Peters. Lera Tosipeng. Lily Kaliru. Lily Litamini. Rebecca Adams. Sally Zalobi. Sipuku Shekoloi. Chato Modise. Unati Kandi. Kandilezo Matunda. And the last mentor is Oleka Tobo.
I'm aware that so many of our students weren't able to make it today, which is unfortunate, but I will keep their certificates in my office and reach out to them. So if you do see your peers, please tell them the certificates are safely in my office. All right, next up we have social development professions. Do we have our
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually a proud moment for me that I'm going to be handing out certificates to my mentors who have been so dedicated. It's very complex to be a mentor. Sometimes it's very unpredictable in terms of the challenges that the mentees might come across. And it requires someone who is committed, who has passion, and who has a sense of being conscious, or let me say, who is inspired by humanness. And I think our students resembled that, and hence they went beyond just being academic mentors or psychological mentors, but they were also able to be student activists, especially when our students were facing very complex difficulties with regards to funding. Okay, so the first student is Robin Pile. Mbula. Madikizela was also the top academic in his residence. Opilo, how? I'm not sure. Mnumzana. Kien House, sorry for the I almost didn't talk.
Alright. I'm glad we could at least get half of our peer mentors here. Like I said, I know exams are busy and I know there's other priorities. I know there's a few students that are a bit ill at the moment, so that's unfortunate. So do take care of yourselves during this exam period, just in case there's that bug going around. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you peer mentors and our special guests that are here today. Thank you that we are able to celebrate you. We are able to celebrate who you are and what you have done this year, the contributions you've made, the dedication, the commitment you have shown to your mentees and to your fellow peers, and stepping up when it was needed and filling in positions that you didn't necessarily know you were going to fill in. It is really, really appreciated. With that being said, I would like us all to have a group photo afterwards, so if you can just stay in the venue for a few minutes. We just want to take a few photos of everybody in front of our banners. And then before you leave, please do take one per person. There's a lunch bag at the back for you. I think it's going to come very handy during this study time.